Alright, so here we go. We just got a ton of brand new updates straight from the Dune Awakening dev team. We're talking about all new content being added to the game, and who wants to see brand new vehicles down the road. Plus, some very important quality of life improvements are heading into Dune Awakening very soon. And yes, this is a live service game, and the Dune team expands even more as to what to expect from the future. Plus, we also got confirmation as to what not to expect from Dune Awakening going forward. And we also got some new comments from the dev team about base building and how they plan to improve that. Also more on character customization. And yes, more updates are coming to the Deep Desert. Some of you kind of feel like it's meh right now. Well, I have good news about this. And remember, if you're new, be sure to smack that subscribe button to stay updated on all things Dune Awakening. And yes, I'm going over your top comments, so as always, leave a comment down below. It could end up right here in a future video. But you know what? This weekend was a massive moment for Dune Awakening. Check it out. We broke 189,000 plus concurrence on Steam alone. That is insane numbers. You also have to consider this game isn't even out on consoles. The future is insanely bright for Dune Awakening. But you know what? There's also some concerns. We got some replies from Funcom, community management team of Dune Awakening. So check it out right here. Here's the concerns. I hope they add more in-game PvE stuff, not just PvP. I go on to say, I hope they add more PvE in-game stuff like large-scale PvE or dungeons or something, not just the disappointing PvP right now. Are you guys disappointed by the PvP? For those of you that are actually kind of like in the in-game, sound off. But we got a response from Funcom who says this: hey, while I can't spill what's coming just yet, there's stuff coming for both PvP and PvE enjoyers. For the immediate weeks, we're focusing on stabilizing the game and addressing what's being reported, but after that, we have some stuff planned. Thanks for being part of the journey from the beginning, and stay tuned. So if you're really worried that they're just going to go all in on PvP and you PvE enjoyers would be left out, that's not the case whatsoever. Now, there's also this thread right here, which also got a response from Funcom. Check it out. This is a great game. Launch was the best I've seen in years. One problem, PvP is absolute dog shit. Again, sound off. Do you agree with this? It's just a stupid ass Zerg fest. Spawn 3 seconds after death, Zerg back into the fight, no markers, no team designations, just monkeys flinging poo in every direction. Skill isn't an issue, more bodies in camping is. This is hands down the worst PvP experience I've had in decades. PvE BP, but no way to make rhyme or reason of which outplay someone doesn't fucking matter. As soon as you transition to the next player, the first guy is back. Play better? Why? Just slam more players, vehicles, and larger guilds into a small place and pretend it matters. No penalty for making mistakes, just a penalty for not bringing 45 of your closest friends. And let's have the NPCs respawn every 30 seconds and no team recognition. Great fucking plan. This got 690 upvotes. And the response. Let's get into the official response here. Hey, just to confirm, the fast respawns in PvP are not intended. We are fixing this issue in an upcoming patch. The way it is supposed to work is that while respawning in a PvP area, the timer is higher than in PvE. Every consecutive respawn within a certain time period will increase that respawn timer. So yeah, you know, another response here is you guys are actually so good at communicating. Thanks for being active on Reddit. Your game rocks. So, you know, it seems like the community overall was fairly happy with that response. So PvP seems to be headed in the right direction. If you're avoiding it now, perhaps in the future there will be a really good reason to hop into PvP. So that's the good news at the very least. But we got this question right here out on the official Discord. Check it out. Any updates on when we could expect some Q&A about pain points, progression, and in-game? That is a great question. The response is as follows from Iggy, our community manager, or at least one of them, because there's several of them active out there. There will be an AMA soon, he goes on to confirm. So we will be getting a bigger kind of like AMA from the dev team about what to expect with quality of life improvements, future content, that sort of thing, and changes to the in-game for the better, at least I hope. Now, we also have this right here. They go on to say this: hey Iggy, what's the current Funcom feeling around players saying that Scout Thopters seem to be a bit in a bad way right now? A lot of people feel they make the Assault Thopter redundant because both seem to be just as good as the other in combat. And here's the take from Iggy, who goes on to say this: I'm not in a position to say one thing or another. but any conversation regarding that and other balance stuff is being collected and sent to the team. So right now, the dev team is very much collecting their thoughts and collecting your thoughts, more importantly, and probably putting together a really detailed priority list about what they want to change first, what is the most important stuff. Which begs the question, and I leave that to you guys, what do you think should be at the top of that priority list right now? Be sure to sound off. But we also have this right here. Check it out. Any idea if they are going to add transport capacity to the transport Orni at some point so it's more useful? The thing's pretty basic with boosters, LOL. And yeah, guess what? A response. Iggy goes on to say, not taking this as confirmation, but I believe this was on the table from what I remember. But as with most things in the game, it's at least open to feedback, which I've seen a lot of people really want this sort of thing, especially when you are, doing stuff in the end game. Now also we have, do you know when the part 3 of the story will be out? And a follow-up comment which is connected to this saying, Dev have said don't want to make a game in early access, but the game is out and missed the end of the main story. Why? And Iggy responded saying this, we are a live service game. We plan to continue the story and adding content to the game from launch. So if you were kind of bummed by the end of the story and you felt like it was very much not completed, well, that's actually the case. There will be more story to come, considering that, yes, this is going to have constant content rolling out. Now, also we have, hey man, any idea about that bug that's causing people to lose their Thopter after the final mission? I've seen that this is becoming more and more of a complaint. And the response is, it is being investigated. Some of our team have been reaching out to people affected to isolate the issue. Seems to be related either to having been in Harko Village before or having the Hunter-Seeker ability. Yikes. So yeah, this one will eventually be fixed. I'll keep you guys in the know as to when a hot fix or patch does drop for that fix. Now we also have this one right here. Is there a plan to make a world where you can only PvP on foot, which I've seen that is also a concern. But you got to remember, in my previous video, there were a bunch of other dev responses, and one of them was that, yes, they are going to be updating how the Thopter handles in PvP. They want to avoid people getting squished and frustrating other PvP players. But we have this response. There are no plans for that at the moment. So yeah, let me know your guys' feelings about this one. If you feel like there should be a zone or world where it is PvP on foot only and you don't have to worry about these Thopters interrupting your PvP battles. But yeah, the Dune team definitely has some plans for updates regarding customization, and we have this question about that one. Barbershop win? And the response is also planned the equivalent, at least for character re-customization. So you will be able to rework your hairstyle in the future, your beard, I imagine the color of your hair, that sort of thing in the future, thanks to kind of like a sort of barbershop or character re-customization as well. So yeah, that's going to be cool. Now, what about this? Because this has been an issue for a lot of you guys. Any word on a fix for the skybox flickering? And they're working into that one, annoying when it happens, so a fix is coming for that. Also, what is this? Iggy, any plans for base signs or not? Makes sense if you guys don't think it's a good idea, but I'd love to see them. I want to make public areas of my base that are labeled as such, LOL. And we did get a response here. It is confirmed we have plans. There's no ETA, but it's something we wanted to implement for the launch. It just doesn't make the cut by a little bit. They're coming in some way, shape, or form. So yes, it looks like bases are evolving in a better way. We also have this one. Hello, Iggy. Do you know if there are any plans to make unique items green or quest rewards repairable, please? As it stands, some of my items are unrepairable at all, even though I have required components because the recipes are not learnable. And this is the take from Iggy, who says this: that's at the moment by design. We don't want people to keep items forever and make wear and tear a noticeable thing. That said, as feedback goes, we're open to feedback and we will evaluate this and other decisions over time. So, in regards to this mechanic, do you guys like it? And more importantly, how do you think this sort of thing should be fine-tuned going forward? Now, we also have this right here. Check it out. Any plans for a market device for inside the base so you could sell, buy things in your own base, which would be really, really cool, I gotta admit. Now, the response is this. It's not in the plans at the moment. We don't want people to bunker down in their bases. That does make sense. You want to get people out and about. and kind of exploring the world and even bumping into each other. So I do get where the dev team is coming from with that one for sure. Now, what about this? Hey, Iggy, are tanks coming soon or within the next house update? Dude, that would be really, really cool to see. And the response here, not in the immediate future, but they will eventually. So it is at the very least confirmed that we will be getting full-blown tanks down the road. And a really good question when it comes to the deep desert. Check it out. A quick question. Did we roll a kind of meh deep desert? It's really a lot of sand and not too many things. Can we expect more things to discover next week? How are you guys feeling about the deep desert rotation? Sound off. Now we have every week the layout changes, so can't say because I don't know if the next layout will bring more or less exciting stuff, but there's chances that some roles will be better than others. More sector tiles are also coming too, so yeah, it's one of those I'm not sure what to answer kind of question. But I gotta say, at the very least, it is cool that we are going to be getting more tiles, which means I think more variety in the deep desert eventually, and it seems like they are very interested in updating that. Now, mentioning updates, we got a very, very important quality of life update here that was asked about. Deposit all water button. Is that on the list of to-dos? Yeah, that is a very good question. And the response is, oh yeah, this is coming as far as I know. So a lot of you guys will be very, very happy to hear that that is going to be, simplified. And, you guys mentioned in my previous video that you want to see the, hold commands lessened significantly or improved. So yeah, I think that's in line with that for sure. Any chance we can get access to our Orny storage while visiting the exchange? Otherwise, trying to sell certain things like resources are limited harshly by carry weight, which means a trip back to the basin just to move the items into your inventory each time, which can be a pain in the butt. Now, the response is this. I believe this was being looked into, but it's in the back burner for the immediate future while we try to fix stability in hubs. At least that's what I remember hearing. So they're looking into it. But again, they did confirm that they did have like a DOS attack that did happen to them more recently. They did get that under control, but I think that they're trying to have, like, I guess you would say, countermeasures to that in the future that are a lot quicker to counter that sort of thing down the road, because that was a big issue recently when the servers kind of went offline. So yeah, that's kind of what they're doing right now with both quality of life stuff. We're going to be getting a roadmap, which is great, and then the new content, which is the tanks down the road, which would be very, very cool, and some updates to the deep desert. But we also got to go over your top comments. So as always, you know what to do. Leave a comment down below. It can end up right here in a future video. And remember, if you're new, welcome aboard. Remember to smack that subscribe button to join the OWG army to stay updated on all things Dune Awakening. But I say we get into your top comments, shall we? So let's check it out. Honestly, can't stop thinking about this game. Single dad and active duty. Only time I get to enjoy self-time is after putting my son down for bed. With that being said, I talk to my peers all the time about how great this game is. It's been almost 10 years since I've been so excited to come home and play a game. The lore, world, and mechanics is great. Haven't had any in-game issues. Hell yes. And mentioning that, yeah, issues have been pretty limited for me, except for like the recent server downtime. But so far, like you do, this game has been a very pleasant surprise. I am blown away at how much I think about this game just naturally, in my free time. I'm always wanting to hop back in. Now, we also have this one. I'm wondering how many people have done what I did, bought the basic game, then later bought the ultimate upgrade after finding out I loved the game. And yeah, if you really love a game, you're going to go out of your way to support the dev team to ensure that the game also gets that support it needs, considering that it's live service. But hell yes, I hear where you're coming from with that one. Now, also we have Fight Pit with Spectator Arena would be very nice. One in Haga and in the deep desert. That would be so cool to have a spectator area where you can kind of also maybe like even place bets on the 1 versus 1 type battle that is ongoing. That'd be really, really cool. But what do we have here? I hope they address the dead bodies interrupting melee combat. Normally, you have forward momentum, taking steps toward your target with each swing. But if there's a body on the ground between you and the next enemy, you may as well be swinging at a brick wall. Yeah, I've noticed that as well. And there's just several things, again, that I've mentioned before, where I really do think if they did go in here and want to update combat, it's the melee combat that I think needs to be fine-tuned further. It works. I like it, don't get me wrong. The more I played the game, the more I've liked it, and I love the aspect with the shields, how you have to get through the shields. That's the coolest part of it. But for sure, I hear what you're saying, that definitely needs an update. But yeah, there it is. The latest happenings around Dune Awakening. Stay tuned for more. I'll keep you guys in the know and updated about this one. But thanks for watching. Thanks for all the love and support on the Dune Awakening videos. And I will see you all next time. Take care.